Okay, we got some news to get out the way. The Cubs are on a roll. Since I am a Cubs fan, the Cubs have won four straight. They swept Houston Astros and then they beat Boston yesterday 7-1. So the Cubs are on a roll. Shota Imanaga, who pitched for the Cubs yesterday, got his fourth win of the year. So he's off to a good start. Basketball is actually it's like basically with basketball. Some of the people who had bets on teams, some of the teams that they were betting on got eliminated. The Lakers are on the verge of elimination if they lose tonight. So, which nothing makes me more happy than when LeBron gets swept. So, my Bulls are already out of it anyway. They weren't going to last very long anyway, even with their crappy record. So now let's get to the actual news stories. We have one guy that was killed in an afternoon crash that was on I-65, which is kind of like close to where I work at, I-65 in Maryville, Indiana. So on Tuesday, April 24th, sometimes it takes a while for these videos to get up, or not videos in itself, but news stories, until they confirm who the person is. So on Tuesday, April 24th, troopers were dispatched to a multi-vehicle crash on I-65 northbound at the 257.7 mile marker. This location is just south of the ramp to I-80, I-94. Now this crash is still under the investigation because they don't know what happened, what caused it. Now this crash is, like I said, is still under investigation, but however, preliminary investigation by troopers on the scene and crash reconstructionist shows they show that a Chevrolet HHR was traveling north in the right lane when the driver failed to slow down in traffic and rear-ended a 2010 Hyundai Elantra. Now the impact of this crash caused the Elantra to travel into the path of a 2017 Dodge Ram pickup truck. The pickup truck struck the Elantra on the driver's side. The driver of the Hyundai suffered traumatic injuries and was later declared dead on the way to the hospital. Now, the Lake County Coroner's Office will release the deceased's name once identification has been made, and the family has been notified first. Now, traffic was backed up along I-65 for several hours due to the severity of the crash and the subsequent investigation and collision reconstruction of the scene. While troopers were investigating this crash, a pursuit occurred in the backup. The pursuit ended near the crash scene where the suspect was apprehended. Shit like that does happen. I'm like, but you hate it. Michael Tauchman, who does not hit a lot of homers, the other day he homered twice in the Cubs game, which is actually something that does not usually happen for him that much because he doesn't have a lot of career home runs. So the other day when the Cubs were playing the Houston Astros, the Cubs beat the Astros 7-2 on April 24th, and that was when Mike Tauchman hit his two homers, his first two homers of the season, and one of his first multi-homer games. So Mike Tauchman hit his first two homers of the season, and the Chicago Cubs took a 5-run first-inning lead in a 7-2 win over Houston on Tuesday night that dropped the Astros 10 games under 500, which this is the first time that the Astros have been 10 games under 500 since 2016. And also in that game, Cody Bellinger hit a 2-run homer. Cody Bellinger has just been put on the injured list with a fractured rib, so he's going to miss a little time. Now, Cody Bellinger hit a 2-run homer in the first inning of J.P. France, who's 0-3 on the year, and Tauchman would follow that up with a 3-run homer. Tauchman would again in the 8th inning add a solo homer against Seth Martinez and tied his career high of 4 RBIs. Now, Bellinger left the game after the 5th inning with bruising to his right rib. He appeared to get hurt running into the center field wall after chasing down a ball in the 4th inning. X-rays showed no sign of a major fracture and is to be evaluated further on Wednesday. Now, Houston has lost 3 straight and 6 of 7. They're 7-17. At least that's what I remember seeing. The last place Astros are 10 games under 500 for the first time since they were 18-28 in 2016. In the first 36 games of the year. Now, Jordan Wicks, who pitched that game, got his first win. He allowed 2 runs and 5 hits in a season-high 6 innings and with no walks and 4 strikeouts. And Chicago has won 7 of their last, and the Cubs have won 7 of their last 10. And Jake Myers would also add a solo homer for Houston. in that game. A prison guard has been fired from their job after supposedly taking a bribe. Or maybe I think she got fired. Let me see here. Okay, this is in Westville, Indiana. That's where they send a lot of the prisoners to, other than Lake County. A correctional officer at a prison in Westville allegedly took money from an inmate to bring contraband into the facility. Ashley Watson, who's 30, has been charged with bribery when, according to court documents, the marriable woman received 2 mobile payments for a combined $3,000 earlier in the month. One of the payments was allegedly from the mother of an inmate. Now, Watson reportedly admitted to accepting money from an inmate, but claimed she never brought contraband into the prison. Authorities said that she gave only a basic description of the inmate and was advised that stealing money from inmates can be dangerous. Her response was allegedly, what the fuck are they going to do? She's being held in the LaPorte County Jail on a $15,000 bond. Watson could face anywhere from 1 to 6 to a 6-year sentence on the level 5 felony count, and if she's charged with a felony, she can no longer be a prison guard. An Indiana fugitive was arrested in Texas, and he was wanted on attempted murder charges. In Hobart, Indiana, Ariel Gunjama Jr., who was charged with attempted murder among other felony counts, was arrested in El Paso, Texas. Previously released on bond after a November 14, 2023 shooting incident in Hobart, Gunjama failed to appear for his December court date, prompting a nationwide search. His capture Thursday was the result of a joint operation between the U.S. Marshals Lone Star Fugitive Task Force in El Paso and the Great Lakes Regional Fugitive Task Force. So he was apprehended out there. The Cubs have just announced that Hendricks and Smiley are heading to the disabled list. Hendricks is heading to the disabled list with a back injury, and Smiley is heading to the disabled list with a hip injury. Which is never a good thing anyway. And Hendricks has been sucking this year, so I don't know how they're going to put up with that. The Chicago Cubs are facing a setback as they placed Kyle Hendricks, their struggling right-handed pitcher, on the injured list due to lower back pain. And this move came after Hendricks is displaying a concerning 12.00 ERA over his first 5 starts of the season. So far in the first 5 games of the season, he's given up 8 homers, 37 hits, and 28 earned runs, which is not himself. The Cubs' current manager, Craig Counsell, revealed that Hendricks felt discomfort in his back during his warm-up before his recent start against the Marlins, where he lasted only 4 innings, and he conceded to give up 4 runs on 6 hits. Addressing concerns about Kyle Hendricks' future with the team, Craig Counsell expressed confidence that the injury setback wouldn't mark the end of Hendricks' tenure with the Cubs. Now, despite Hendricks' struggles, Counsell emphasized that Hendricks' commitment to improving his performance once he recovers from the injury. In the meantime, to replace Hendricks, the Cubs have called up Hayden Wesniewski to fill Hendricks' roster spot for the time, and with Counsell considering options for the rotation as the team enters a demanding stretch of games. Now, in addition to Hendricks being placed on the injured list, the Cubs have also placed the relief pitcher Drew Smiley on the injured list due to right hip impingement. Although Smiley did manage to pitch effectively despite the discomfort. Now, this further complicates the team's pitching situation as they navigate through a series of games without any key players. Now, to bolster the Cubs lineup, the Cubs have recalled their left-handed hitting first baseman Matt Mervis, who will support rookie Michael Busch. Counsell highlighted the importance of Mervis' previous experience and adjusted expectations for his role this time around. Though the Cubs made roster adjustments to maintain a balanced lineup, the Cubs released Garrett Cooper to make room for Matt Mervis, and with corner infielder Patrick Wisdom recently activated from the injury list, The team aimed for a more equitable distribution of right-handed and left-handed hitters on the bench. Now, Council emphasized this strategic approach behind these roster moves as the Cubs are prepared to face upcoming opponents. They will face. Right now they're currently facing Boston, and then they play New York Mets in the following weeks. Despite the challenges posed by injuries and performance issues, the Cubs are remaining focused on adapting their lineup and strategy to overcome obstacles and compete effectively in these upcoming games. Gary Mann was arrested, and in retaliation, he would damage a cop car, which, damaging police property will get you nowhere. The Indiana State Police say a man from Gary damaged a police car while being arrested Sunday night. A trooper says that he pulled over a tan 2004 Cadillac Escapade that had an expired license plate on it. After police sorted things out with the driver, they identified the passenger as a 19-year-old Nadon Stallings from Gary. They say Stallings had an active warrant in LaPorte County for criminal mischief. Now, the driver of the Cadillac was cited and released from the scene, but the trooper handcuffed Stallings and put him in the front seat. Now, police say Stallings continued to yell vulgarities at the police on scene, while also physically refusing to be safely secured in the police car. Stallings is accused of becoming so combative that he began to kick the windshield of the police car, which caused extensive damage. Now, police also say that he resisted arrest after he was being taken to the Michigan City Police Department, and was battering an officer before eventually being transported to the LaPorte County Jail for booking. Now, Stallings is going to be charged with the following offenses: battery on a public safety official, which is a level 6 felony; resisting law enforcement, which is a Class A felony, Class A misdemeanor; criminal mischief, which is a Class B misdemeanor; disorderly conduct, which is a Class B misdemeanor; possession of marijuana, which is a Class B misdemeanor; and possession of paraphernalia, which is a Class C misdemeanor. So the only felony charge he would have is attacking a cop. So that's all the news stories I have for today. So if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Also, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and let me know what you think. And also, you can leave a comment and let me know what you think also on top of that. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just a few bucks a video or a month, your donation can help go a long way. And thanks for listening.